Vancouver Canucks news seems to be kind of buzzing lately. I haven't put a video out on them, but we should probably start touching on a couple of things. Now, first, I wanted to start off with some Brock Boeser news. Now, just to start off with my personal opinion, I do genuinely believe that the Canucks should keep Boeser. I think that he is a good quality player. Again, it depends on what the ask is, though. Now, I'm going to reiterate what we know. The information that we do know right now is that he wanted about, I think it was 8 million. I'm going to put the information up on the screen right now. 8 million. Now, he is on pace this year for his second best season. And I honestly really think he's been pretty consistent. I understand a lot of people in my comments, rightfully so, will criticize his skating. Perhaps they will criticize, what he could get paid, essentially. 8 million might seem like too rich for a lot of people. I think that they need to understand that the salary cap is going up. So I think that a lot of people are not taking that into account, and they probably should. We do have more information that over the next 3 years especially, and especially the third year, the cap is going up major. I think it's going to be over like 100 million or something like that. So is it really that unreasonable for a top six player that scores 30 or 40 goals, 60 or 70 points, and again, he's on pace for around about 30 goals right now. Is it that unreasonable to say he should get paid, at least now, 8 million? Because that was the rumor. I personally don't think it is. Now, we have new information coming out today from Cam Robinson, and he is saying that both sides know what the other wants, and they're just kind of deadlocked right now. Now, again, I'm going to reiterate this. My opinion with this is that if he just wants around 8 million, if I was the Vancouver Canucks, I would just budge and give it to him. Like, you know what I mean? Now, if he wanted something like 10 or something like that, like maybe the negotiations have changed now that the player knew the salary cap was going up, that could be possible. I would absolutely be willing to give him 8 to 8.5. I really don't think that's that outrageous at all, and I think that he genuinely is worth it. Drop it below. I know there's going to be people that are going to criticize his skating, but drop it below. Do you guys think that he is worth that? I personally do. The one thing that I would talk to about Vancouver Camp fans is I would just say that you don't know how hard it is to find consistent talent. I think that they are generally still a pretty good team. I still think that they will make the playoffs, and you have to be careful with how hard it is to find talent. One player on the Vancouver Canucks that's really been struggling is Elias Pettersson. I'm not going to get too much into him, but, maybe they should have traded him because he has not looked that good this year. I'm not that worried. I think he's still young. I think he's just having an off year. But again, maybe the Vancouver Canucks are a little bit worried about getting burned with a long-term contract again. That could make them a little bit gun-shy. I'm wondering if that at least is taking into account what's happening here. Okay, so now I wanted to touch on the Kevin Lankinen signing. I haven't touched on that one. So I'm going to give my full opinion. Now, when Kevin signed that contract for $850K, I actually really like what the Vancouver Canucks did. I've always thought that Kevin Lankinen was actually like a really underrated goalie. He's been a lot more consistent in his NHL career than you might think. Only one time in his NHL career has he ever had a below 900 save percentage, and that was with the Chicago Blackhawks. So but here's the thing. He's going from being a lower paid goalie with not a lot of pressure on him to being $4.5 million. I'm not sure how much I love this. I really, I mean, because essentially they're telling you that this is the guy, that Kevin Lankinen is the guy, at least to a degree. Now, he's played a lot of games. He has around a 908 save percent average. To be clear, that's actually well above NHL average. NHL average save percentage is sitting at about 900, a little bit below 900 save percent average right now at this exact time. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I like all of that. Now, here's the thing. Can he perform consistent under essentially knowing that he is going to be the guy, essentially getting the big payday? I'm a little bit worried about that, right? I don't really love huge goalie contracts. I don't love goalies getting paid a lot of money. I think it's a very important thing. I'm just not sure if he's exactly worth 4.5. Now, I will say one thing. that again the cap is going up. So over the next 3 years, that 4.5 is gonna look more like 2.5 or 3 over the next couple of years. So I think I might not look like the smartest person on this because maybe it actually might work out. I'm just a little bit skeptical of this one. Although I like Kevin Lankinen. He's a good Finnish goalie. You know, he's always been underrated, but now he's no longer the underrated goalie. Now he's the guy that's getting paid. Now on to other Vancouver Canucks news. We do know that Pettersson and Hughes are actually listed right now as day-to-day. And obviously this is not what the Vancouver Canucks fans want because Pettersson actually suffered an injury from the Four Nations. That is especially tough for Vancouver Canucks fans. And Quinn Hughes, it seems, has been dealing with a little something for a little while. Obviously that's why he couldn't play for Team USA. It's weird, though, because he was planning on going. It was kind of weird. Like, we thought Quinn Hughes might actually suit up for the States, but he just never ended up did. Obviously, that's because of the rules, because they couldn't bring him in, but it seemed like he was ready to suit up for them. Maybe he just, I don't know, maybe his injury took a bit of a step backwards, but this is obviously really, really unfortunate for the Vancouver Canucks. Now, it's good, though, that it's only day-to-day, to be fair. Now, the good news is, though, is that the Vancouver Canucks are 3 points ahead of the Calgary Flames with the same amount of games played. That's excellent, excellent, excellent stuff. So, again, I still think, I've said this from the start, that I think that they are still going to make the Stanley Cup playoffs. I would really prefer if every Canadian team made the playoffs because I really want to end the Stanley Cup drought in Canada. So, but I genuinely believe I can't see the Vancouver Canucks, even if they have some injuries, even if their stars are not performing where they should be, I still think that they will make the Stanley Cup playoffs. I think that this team is generally moving in the right directions, and they have been pretty decently managed over the last 5 or 6 years. Anyways, that is going to be the video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. And make sure to have a great day, guys. Goodbye.